Yes, Venezuela does have an elected president, but it also has an elected legislature, which has been in power theoretically for over a year and which has not been allowed to legislate at all because the Supreme Court blocks everything on constitutional grounds. The irony being that the constitution in Venezuela right now is not worth the paper it's printed on. And I don't say that only because paper is very scarce and expensive in Caracas. Even a digital version of the Constitution is not worth the electricity for the pixels. It is a completely fictitious document at this point. You have elections that have been put off for over a year. You have elected powers that are routinely ignored and sidelined. As the constitutional powers become more porous with a ever-expanding purview for the Supreme Court, an ever sidelined national legislature, groups are being armed, the colectivos, who are folks who are nominally allied to the government, by the government as sort of a last line of defense should people take to the streets. The real risk to the government is not that the opposition manages to go west into the western portions of Caracas, which, as was previously mentioned, used to be the parts of the city that most backed the government. The truth is that we don't know well how much they're backing the government now. A lot of those sections voted for the opposition during the legislative elections and have not seen their legislature be able to do anything. The opposition getting a group into the west of the city is risky for the government, not because it's a coup, it's because it would give an opportunity for the people whose voice is not being heard to make one last blow, the sort of decisive end of this fiction that the government has kept going far too long, that it is a majority state.